Okay. Hello and welcome to Shakespeare at the Drop of a Hat. Well, let's go. So we all know the rules, which is so I'll pick the name of someone who will be reading, and then I'll pick the name of the other person who will present the challenge to them.
Present them with the monologue, right?
So we'll do monologues first, and then we'll do scene. See how we go with that. So which is I just have to remember which is. Yes, okay. These are the readers this side. Ted is reading first. And will you give him a challenge, please? Ted. No, that doesn't work. John.
The induction of Henry IV, Part 2, the very beginning, rumor. I sent those to you. I thought we were supposed to send those in advance if we could, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
No.
So anyway, yeah. So it's the very beginning of Henry IV, Part 2.
What act? What scene?
It's at the very beginning. It's before scene 1, actually. It's like a prologue. So right at the very beginning of the play. Prior to Act 1, actually.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Very well.
I'm sorry. This my machine is just fakakta. Is okay.
You're almost.
Yeah. So Act 4, Henry IV, Part 2, Act what? I'm sorry.
It's prior to the Act 1. It's the prologue.
Oh, okay. Henry IV, Part 2, the induction?
Yes.
Ah. Okay. Open your ears, for which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud rumor speaks? I, from the Orient to the drooping West, making the wind my post horse, still unfold the acts commenced on this ball of earth. Upon my tongue's continual slanders ride, the which in every language I pronounce, stuffing the ears of men with false reports. I speak of peace, while covert enmity under the smile of safety wounds the world. And who but rumor? Who but only I? Make fearful musters and prepared defense, whilst the big year, swollen with some other grief, is thought with child by the stern tyrant war, and no such matter. Rumor is a pipe, blown by surmises, jealousies, conjectures, and of so easy and so plain a stop, that the blunt monster with uncounted heads, the still discordant wavering multitude can play upon it. But what need I thus my well-known body to anatomize?
Oh dear, Ted, you're frozen.
It was going well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for Ted to probably he'll have to go out and come back in, and then he can finish it off. When the next one, if you can hear it, well, it was very good, Ted. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
Could we turn off our cameras when someone is
performing so that only they will be on
Yes,
stage?
I hadn't thought of that, but I mean, yes, because we normally do that, don't we? But we've got this. I changed the setting and so we've got this mute thing. But
Naughty
I
man.
think you can pin people too, Henry. You could pin the person talking. I think, but I don't want to
yes,
complicate.
but each that only happens on my screen. So
No, it happens on everyone's if you pin it.
not if I pin it.
You're in charge. If you pin it, it's pinned.
Okay. Well, the next person.
We'll just turn our cameras off.
The next person to read is Eleanor. And be presented with
I didn't hear the name of who's reading.
Eleanor.
Eleanor, okay.
Yeah. And Sheila, will you give the challenge, please?
Absolutely. This is from King John. It is Act 5, Scene 2. The context is the cardinal had convinced the Dauphin, Louis, to continue battling against King John, and now the cardinal has changed his mind and says to Louis, step down, try to make peace, let go of this, this issue that you're struggling with. And this is Louis's response to the cardinal, telling him to stop fighting. And it begins with, "Your grace shall pardon me."
Okay.
Act 5, Scene 2, about halfway down.
All right. I have it. And Henry, do you want to pin me, please?
Everybody's turned their cameras off, so on the recording anyway.
Okay. Your grace shall pardon me. I will not back. I'm too high horn to be properties, to be a secondary at control or useful serving man, an instrument to any sovereign state throughout the world. Your breath first kindled the dead coal of wars between this chastised kingdom and myself, and brought in matter that should feud this fire. And now 'tis too far huge to be blown out with that same weak wind which enkindled it. You taught me how to know the face of right, acquainted me with interest to this land, yea, thrust this enterprise into my heart, and come ye now to tell me John has made his peace with Rome? What is that peace to me? I, by the honor of my marriage bed, after young Arthur, claim this land for mine. And now it is half conquered. Must I back because that John hath made his peace with Rome? Am I Rome's slave? What penny hath Rome borne? What men provided? What munitions sent to underprop this action? Is not I that undergo this charge? Who else but I, and such as to my claim are liable, sweat in this business and maintain this war? Have I not heard these islanders shout out, "Vive le Roi," as I have banked their towns? Have I not here the best cards for the game to win this easy match played for a crown? And shall I now give o'er the yielded set? No, no, on my soul, it never shall be said.
Very good. I don't know that speech at all. But I thought you did that very well indeed, Eleanor. Did you know the speech?
No.
Well, you did it very, very well in that case.
I just want to let people know, I'm pretty sure if you when you mute yourself, Henry's going to have to unmute you. Some setup like that, so.
That's okay. Yes, I'm sorry. I changed the setting this time and I mustn't do that next time.
Okay,
There's
I'm just letting
something
John know.
Right.
There's something at the bottom says the host has assigned you to type closed caption. What does that mean?
I don't know, but maybe we've got another host who's messing this up. We've probably got to.
Peter Henry, I know. It's shame on you. Shame.
So
shame.
the next person to read is Sheila. And the challenge from Maggie.
Okay, it's Macbeth, Act 4, Scene 3. And it's a speech by Malcolm.
The first words are what?
Oh, let me find it again. Sorry, it's not very long. It's Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity.
Oh,
Everyone but Sheila should turn off their cameras.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But God above, deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. Am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this: I am truly poor countries to command. Whether indeed before thy here approach 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Silence. By the way, I thank you. I hear the ocean behind me. I'm not sure whose ocean it is, but it is quite powerful.
I don't know why it's so blurry.
Yeah, that was fantastic, Sheila.
Very good.
I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Is it from me?
Has somebody got some air conditioning on?
Oh, I do. Let me put it on. Let me take it off.
I don't know if that's it or not, though.
That's what air conditioning sounds
Well,
like.
hopefully it is.
Oh, okay.
It's working.
Okay, yeah, let's onward and onwards. So next to read is Maggie
Okay.
with a challenge from
Better?
Ted, although
It's
Ted
not here.
is not here. So the challenge will be from Eleanor. Did you hear that, Eleanor?
Yes. Well, I thought you knew my challenge.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, well, it's a monologue from Troilus and Cressida.
I'm gonna need a little more specifics.
Hold on, and I will hunt them
Yeah,
up.
I know you're getting it. You're getting it.
Let's see. I sent them to Henry earlier.
Ah, I see.
That's not how this works. I don't have a machine to spew it out. So
It's Act 1, Scene 2, end of the scene.
Okay, Act 1, scene Troilus and Cressida. Let me find it. Act 1, scene 2, you said, is that right?
Yes, and the very end of the scene.
Okay, thank you. I'm scrolling. Oh, shoot, I can move this over. There we go. Okay.
Would you like to turn your camera off, John?
Oh, so it's just a little short thing from Cressida?
Mhm.
Okay. Words, vows, gifts, tears, and love's full sacrifice, he offers another's enterprise. But more in Troilus thousandfold, I see that in the glass of Pandar's praise may be, yet hold I off. Women are angels wooing, things won are done, joy's soul lies in the doing. That she beloved knows not, that knows not this. Men prize the thing ungained more than it is. That she was never yet that ever knew love got so sweet as when desire did sue. Therefore, this maxim out of love I teach. Achievement is command, ungained beseech. Then though my heart's content firm love doth bear, nothing of that shall from mine eyes appear. She says,
Oh, very good, Maggie. Did you? Hi, Ted. Ted's come back. Did you know that speech?
no, I wouldn't say I know the speech, but I'm pretty sure I understand the content. I know what happens
Yes,
there.
it came over very well, I thought.
Yeah, good.
I
Um,
gave an obscure challenge.
Yeah, it was fine.
So the next reader is Brandon. And the challenge comes from Ted.
Oh, for me.
Yes, from you.
Okay, good. Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
Okay, so this is Hostess Quickly in Henry V, Act 2, Scene 3.
Okay,
Nay, sure he's not in hell.
okay, just a minute. Two, three.
Talking about Falstaff.
Right. I just, Act 2, Scene 3.
Midway, it starts with, nay, sure he's not in hell.
Yeah, okay, here, I've got it. Nay, sure, he's not in hell. He's in Arthur's bosom. If ever man went to Arthur's bosom and made a finer end and went away, and it had been any Christian child, aparted even just between 12 and 1, even at the turning of the tide and after, I saw him fumble with the sheets and play with flowers and smile upon his fingers' ends. I knew there was but one way, for his nose was as sharp as a pin, and the babbled of green fields. How now, Sir John, quoth I, what man, be a good cheer. So I cried out, God, God, God. 3 or 4 times. Now I to comfort him, bid him should not think of God. I hope there was no need to trouble himself with any such thoughts. So I bade me lay more clothes on his feet. I put my hand onto the bed and felt them, and They were as cold as any stone. Then I felt his knees, and they were as cold as any stone. And so upward and upward, and all was as cold as any stone. See,
Beautiful. Ooh.
I kept looking at the text, sorry.
I like the melancholy.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Barry, who we were memorializing earlier today. His ability to feel or move disappeared from his feet upward as the days went by.
That's what happened.
Who's Barry?
Barry Liebman, he was a tall, thin drink of water who excelled in all comic roles, or any role. A member of the Instant Shakespeare Company from the very beginning,
Wow.
who I miss.
Yeah.
But that was about 20 years ago, wasn't it, Eleanor? Quite some time ago?
The beginning, yes. But his death was not 20 years ago.
I mean, the group has been together for 20 years approximately.
More.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for you guys.
Very good. Okay, so the next reader is John, and the challenge comes from Henry. So you could do a difficult one from Leah or an easier one from Oberon. What do you fancy, John? Oh,
Unmute.
I need to unmute you as well, or ask you to unmute.
Lear,
Yeah. So Leah, for Act 4, Scene 6, about 150 lines down. I every inch a king. I every inch a king. When I do stare.
oh. Okay, let me see here, There's something,
Can you see it there?
yeah, not yet, I'll have it here in a minute, I think I just had something go wrong here. Let's see, Shakespeare, okay,
Oh, are you on the page?
King Lear, not quite yet, I have to, I have a little problem there.
You want me to
King
put it in?
Lear, Act 4, Scene 1?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, 4, 6.
4, 6.
Yeah.
All right.
It's about 150 lines down. I every inch a king. Quite a long speech.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So yeah, so Gloucester's just said,
I every inch a king. When I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery. Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery. No. The wren goes to it, and the small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Let copulation thrive, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got between the lawful sheets. To it, luxury pell-mell, for I lack soldiers. Beyond yon simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow that minces virtue and does shake the head to hear a pleasure's name. The pitchu nor the soiled horse goes to it with a more riotous appetite. Down from the waist they are centaurs, though women all above. But to the girdle do the gods inherit, beneath is all the fiends. There's hell, there's darkness, there's the sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption. Fie, 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 pa, pa. Give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary, to sweeten my imagination. There's money for thee.
Very good. You got that. Do you know that speech?
Only vaguely.
No, I mean, he's completely mad.
Oh,
Or
my
well, he's not. I mean, it's interesting that the madder he gets, the more actually conscious he gets, the more
Articulate.
conscious he gets of what's really going on around him. It's fascinating. I thought you did that very well indeed. So that leaves me to read and Brannon to give me a challenge, please.
Okay, Richard III, Act 4, Scene 1, line 71, and it is Lady Anne.
Oh, I love this.
She's come to the realization of what is about to happen to her, and there are 2 short lines Queen Elizabeth has, so I just deleted them.
Will you just put them in? Will you just read them?
That's all Lady Anne.
What are we doing? 4-1?
Act 4, Scene 1,
Yeah.
line 71.
How does it start?
It's Lady Anne, and I, in all unwillingness, will go. And I would to God that the inclusive verge of golden medal.
Ah. Well, I've got Act 4, Scene 1. Is that right? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing Lady Anne. Right.
Lady Anne.
No, I was looking for Richard.
Sorry.
Right. And I, in all unwillingness, will go. I would to God that the inclusive verge of golden metal that must round my brow were red hot steel to sear me to the brain. Appointed let me be with deadly venom and die ere men can say, God save the Queen. No, why? When he that is my husband now came to me as I followed Henry's course, when scarce the blood was well washed from his hands, which issued from my other angel husband, and that dead saint which then I weeping followed. Oh, when I say I looked on Richard's face, this was my wish. Be thou, quoth I, accursed for making me so young, so old a widow. And when thou wedst, let sorrow haunt thy bed, and be thy wife, if any be so mad as miserable by the life of thee, as thou hast made me by my dear Lord's death. Lo, ere I can repeat this curse again, even in so short a space, my woman's heart grossly grew captive to his honey words, and proved the subject of my own soul's curse, which ever since hath kept mine eyes from rest. For never yet 1 hour in his bed have I enjoyed the golden dew of sleep, but have been waked by his timorous dreams. Besides, he hates me for his father Warwick, and will no doubt shortly be rid of me. Ooh, what a great speech. Thank you, Brannon.
Great. I love that speech. Great job.
You're muted, Eleanor. If you're trying to talk to anybody.
Oh, Henry, was
just
Ted,
asked you to end it there. Yeah.
was Ted
Um,
going to do his monologue, or are we moving on?
It's interesting. It's interesting. We've got somebody doing sound effects today, haven't we? There's no price spared. No expense spared. There were all the bells and whistles, and there they were.
I don't know about that. You don't have any garlands on your head or hats or anything, Henry. You're just very plain today. But I accept all variations.
I could get my my jolly hat.
You're-
Love that hat.
you-
Garlands. When do I?
No, there was one time when you put some, one of those things that you can do on with the backgrounds, and you had like
Oh,
a
right.
garland on. It was a virtual one. It was great.
Something like this.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of like that. Although it was right on his head, the way it worked, like a hat.
I've got,
All right.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, there we are. All right. Yes. Very good. Yeah, I was just going to say about it's so interesting doing women's parts. I think that female parts for me, because although I know Richard III pretty well as a play, I had missed that speech. I know her energy, but I had missed that speech just because it was the women.
here's a garland.
Yep.
It was the women talking, and I hadn't ever been in that scene, and so it's so great to actually have to read it and then really pick up what she's saying and that energy. It's so that was anyway. I'm saying again, Brandon, thank you for that challenge. Okay, so but we'll do some scenes. So not everybody will get to present that scene. So the first scene, what I'll do is I'll pick somebody to give the more than one person scene,
Yeah.
and then I'll pick names to
For how
choose.
many are in the scene? Yeah.
Yes, but I'll just do it one by one. So oh, Henry, me. So I've got a two people scene, Macbeth. Act 1, Scene 7, before the murder. So it's Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. And
Scene
so,
what? Act 1, scene what?
Macbeth 1-7.
1-7. Okay.
And oh, there you go. So Maggie and Shelia. So Maggie, do you want to choose which Macbeth or Lady?
I'll do lady.
And Shelia, you'll do Macbeth. Are you happy with that?
Love to do Macbeth. Thank you.
Okie dokie.
Act 1, scene 7.
The whole scene.
All
Yep.
right. Fasten your seatbelt, Maggie.
I am.
We turn cameras off, please.
Oh, you got this great speech. All right, go. I'm going to shut off my camera until she comes in.
Oh, okay. Hi, Brandon. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere done quickly. If the assassination could trammed up the consequence and catch with his surceased success, this blow might be the be all and the end all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'll jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door and not bear the knife myself. Besides, This Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet tongued against the deep damnations of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden options from all sorts of people, which would be sworn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace, I dare not do all that may become a man who dares do more is none.
What beast wast then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than that you were, you would be so much more than the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limebeck only. When in swinish sleep where drenched natures lie as in such death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
Now you can come back to my bed.
Fantastic.
If you weren't going to get any if you backed out.
You were brilliant, you two. That's really,
We pair well.
really went a storm. Wonderful. Okay, so Sheila gives a challenge. please.
I actually did not prepare a challenge. I know you can't use everyone, so just move on to the next. That's fine.
John, scene. Do you need to be muted? Unmuted, yes. There.
The scene that I chose,
Yes, please.
Othello, Act 3, Scene 3. The end of the act.
And who's in it?
Iago and Othello.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that. And so the people playing it are, oh, Henry. I'll do Iago, please. And John. Do you want to do this one yourself or?
Talking to me?
Yes. So you just came out of the hat as a reader as well.
Oh, no, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yes. Okay. So I
So we,
I chose Iago. So we've actually rehearsed this. haven't
let me see.
we? It's, just
I
say
gotta-
say again what
It's Othello, Act 3, Scene 3,
3-3.
and then scroll all the way almost to the bottom. Well, we can start with
It's hard
Iago
to-
saying, "I will in Cassio's lodging lose this napkin." Is that good? Or we could go down
Oh,
where
further down. It's
not
further down.
poppy nor mandragora nor all the drowsy syrups. You're going to be a Iago, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So are you doing the section at the end or?
Yes, if you go down, it's like 75% down. If you look at the thing on the right, that little
Oh, yeah,
progress.
okay, yeah.
And
So sorry, we're going from.
how about like when Othello
Yeah,
enters and non-poppy nor mandragora? Could you start there? Would that be good? You see where that is? It's right after Emilia exits. If you see there where it says Emilia, exit Emilia.
Yes. Oh, I will in Cassio's.
Yeah, if you'd like to start from there, or you could go down to where non-pot, why don't you do it from up there? I think we've done that before.
Yeah, I will in Cassio's lodging. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, okay.
I will in Cassio's lodging lose this napkin and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmations strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do something. The more already changes with my poison. Dangerous conceits are in their natures poison, which at the first are scarce found to distaste, but with a little act upon the blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. I did say so. Look where he comes. Not poppy nor mandragora, nor all the drowsy syrups of the world shall ever medicine thee to that sweet sleep which thou owest yesterday.
False to me.
Why? How now, General? No more of that.
Avaunt, begone. Thou hast set me on the rack. I swear 'tis better to be much abused than to note a little.
How now, my lord?
What sense had I of her stone that was of lust? I saw it not, thought it not, it harmed not me. I slept the next night well, was free and merry. I found not Cassio's kisses on her lips. He that is robbed, not wanting with his stone, let him not know it. He's not robbed at all.
I'm sorry to hear this.
I had been happy if the general camp pioneers and all had tasted her sweet body, so I had nothing known. Oh, now, forever farewell the tranquil mind, farewell content, farewell the pruned troop and the big wars that make ambition virtue. Oh, farewell. Farewell the neighing steed, and the shrill trump, the spirit-stirring drum, the ear-piercing fife, the royal banner, and all quality, pride, pomp, and circumstance of glorious war. And all you mortal engines, whose rude throats the immortal Job's dead clamors counterfeit, farewell. Othello's occupation's gone.
Is possible, my lord?
Villain, be sure thou prove my love of war. Be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof. For by the worth of man's eternal soul, thou hadst been better, have been born a dog than answer my raked wrath.
It's come to this?
Make me to see it, or at least so prove it, that the probation bear no hinge nor loop to hang a doubt on, or woe upon thy life.
Oh, my noble lord.
If thou dost slander her and torture me, never pray more. Abandon all remorse. On horror's head, horrors accumulate. Do deeds to make heaven weep, all earth amazed. For nothing canst thou to damnation add greater than that.
Oh, grace, oh heaven, forgive me. Are you a man? Have you a soul or sense? God be with you. Take mine office. Oh, wretched fool, that livest to make thine honesty a vice. Oh, monstrous world, take note, O world, to be direct and honest is not safe. I thank you for this profit, and from hence I'll love no friend, since love breeds such offence.
Nay, stay. Thou shouldst be honest.
I should be wise, for honest is a fool and loses that it works for.
By the world, I think my wife be honest, and think she is not. I think that thou art just, and think thou art not. I'll have some proof. Her name, that was as fresh as Dian's visage, is now begrimed and black as mine own face. If there be cords, or knives, poison, or fire, or suffocating streams, I'll not endure it. Would I were satisfied.
I see, sir, you are eaten up with passion. I do repent me that I put it to you. You would be satisfied?
Would, nay, I will.
And may, but how? How satisfied, my lord? Would you, the supervisor, grossly gape on, behold her topped?
Death and damnation. Oh,
It were a tedious difficulty, I think, to bring them to that prospect. Damn them then, if ever mortal eyes do see them bolster more than their own. What then? How then? What shall I say? Where's satisfaction? It's impossible you should see this. Were they as prime as goats, as hot as monkeys, as salt as wolves in pride, and fools as gross as ignorance made drunk? But yet, I say, if imputation and strong circumstances which lead directly to the door of truth will give you satisfaction, you may have it.
give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I do not like the office. But since I am entered in this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleeps will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then, sir, would he gripe and wring my hand and cry, "Oh, sweet creature," and then kiss me hard as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, then laid his leg over my thigh and sighed and kissed, and then cried, "Cursed fate that gave thee to them all."
Oh, monstrous, monstrous.
Nay, this was but his dream.
But this denoted a foregone conclusion. 'Tis a shrewd doubt, though it be but a dream.
And this may help him to thicken other proofs that do demonstrate thinly.
I'll tear her all to pieces.
Nay, but be wise. Yet we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me about this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such a one. 'Twas my first gift.
I know not that, but such a handkerchief, I am sure it was your wife's. Did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with?
If it be that,
If it be that, or any that was hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
oh, that the slave had 40,000 lives. One is too poor, too weak for my revenge. Now do I see 'tis true. Look here, Iago. All my fond love thus do I blow to heaven, 'tis gone. Arise, black vengeance, from thy hollow cell. Yield up, O love, thy crown and hearted throne to tyrannous hate. Swell bosom with thy throat, of Esthic's tongue.
Yet be content.
Oh, blood, blood, blood.
Patience, I say, your mind perhaps may change.
Never, Iago. Back to the Pontic Sea, whose icy current and compulsive course ne'er feels retiring ebb, but keeps due on to the Propontic and the Hellespont. Even so, my bloody thoughts with violent pace shall ne'er look back, ne'er ebb to humble love, till that a capable and white revenge swallow them up. Now, by yon marble heaven, in the due reverence of a sacred vow, I here engage my words.
Do not rise yet. Witness, you ever-burning lights above, you elements that clip us round about. Witness that here Iago do give out the execution of his wit, hands, heart, to wronged Othello's service. Let him command, and to obey shall be in me remorse. What bloody business ever!
I greet thy love, not with vain thanks, but with acceptance bounteous, and will upon the instant put thee to it. Within these 3 days, let me hear thee say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead. 'Tis done at your request. But let her live.
Damn her, lewd minx, oh damn her. Come, go with me apart. I will withdraw, to furnish me with some swift means of death for the fair devil. Now art thou my lieutenant?
I am your own forever. Whew. Thank you, John. Wow,
Well, thank you.
that was so great to do that.
It's a wonderful scene.
It's a wonderful thing. So the next challenge from Brannon. How many people we got there?
3.
I'm going to have to leave shortly. I have something at 4. I can be, a smidge late.
Okay. Oh, Brandon, we can't hear you. Ask you to unmute.
I said, before the scene that was just done in Othello, I have Act 1, Scene 3.
In Othello?
Yes, and it ends at the entrance of Desdemona.
And it's the same characters.
It is not, just a minute.
It's Othello and Iago. Right?
Yeah, it is. And then there's a senator, Duke of Venice, senator, sailor, first officer.
Right. Well,
Maybe too complicated, and maybe there may be too many characters. I don't know. I didn't know how many people we'd have, so.
we got 3 people. Can this be a 3-person scene?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. So let me just do the scene.
Act 1, Scene 3, did you say?
It's Act 1, Scene 3.
And the characters are Othello, Iago, and Desdemona.
No, that's the Duke of Venice, first senator, second senator.
Well, we've only got 3 people.
I know, sailor. No, it has 5 characters.
Oh, right.
So,
Well, let's just do but it's long enough to do just do 2, right?
yeah, you can just do it whenever, yeah.
Okay.
The sailor is off stage, so that shouldn't matter.
No, that's true.
So, so we got Ted. Which would you like out of Othello and
Brabantio,
oh,
I think.
so just let's recap. Brandon, how many characters are there and who are they?
Seven.
Too many.
No, let's just do but we can do the scene as 2 characters, can we?
Yeah.
Which 2 characters would they be?
Uh, let me go down. You could do the Duke of Venice and Othello. And
Sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah.
Duke and Othello.
What?
She said Duke and Othello.
Duke and Othello. The Turk, it starts with the Turk with the most mighty preparation makes for Cyprus.
So is that going to be a long enough scene for 2 people?
Oh, there's Brabantio is in there too, and Desdemona. I don't think this is gonna work. I think it's,
Well,
Anybody bring a 3-person scene?
yes, has anybody got a 3-person scene?
No.
Or if we got another
unless people want to double. and
I have a
triple,
4-person scene. There's 4 of us.
that would work better.
that'll do because we add somebody in. Okay, what's that, Eleanor?
Um, Henry the Fourth, Part 1, Act 3, Scene 1.
Part 1, Act 3, Scene 1. And who are the characters?
Hotspur, Worcester, Mortimer, and Glendower.
Mr. Mortimer. Glendower. Okay, so we had. So the first I'd picked out there was Ted. So Ted, would you like to choose your character out of those?
Yeah, I could do Mortimer.
And then it was Brandon that came up. Oh,
Tell me the characters again, please.
Hotspur, Worcester, Mortimer, and Glendower, but Mortimer is taken now.
Okay, so Worcester.
And then Eleanor.
I'll be Hotspur.
And then how many people we got left? Oh, shall I just draw?
You're the last one, so
Well, why don't you take it? You can take it, Henry, if you like.
Well, let me draw out of the hat. We are doing drop of the hat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Sheila.
What would I be doing?
Glenda.
I'm sorry, what act and scene is this?
Which role is left over now? Glenda.
yes.
Okay, I thought Ted, Brandon, and Eleanor were the 3 people needed, and that was the all
No,
you.
it's
Four-
it's
four-person
a
scene.
4-person scene.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do it if you don't want.
Well, I'll do Glendower. I don't care. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
It's what act and what scene? I'm sorry.
It's Act 3, Scene 1.
Thank you.
And we go until he re-enters
Until-
the ladies, right?
Until the women enter,
Okay.
Until the women, okay.
unless we want to have some volunteers to be the women. Lady
Uh-huh.
Percy and the daughter wife who speaks only Welsh.
Um,
I think it's half the scene before they come in. We might as well do that half and stop.
Okay, let's get started.
okay.
These promises are fair, the parties sure, and our induction full of prosperous hope.
Lord Mortimer and Cousin Glendower, will you sit down? And Uncle Worcester, a plague upon it, I have forgot
Yeah,
the map.
let's just start again. You're not on camera. Or your camera's not on, Eleanor, if you would like to do that. And John, if you'd like to turn yours off.
Sure, sure.
Sorry.
These
let's-
promises are fair, the parties sure, and our induction full of prosperous hope.
Lord Mortimer and Cousin Glendower, will you sit down? And Uncle Worcester, a plague upon it, I have forgot the map.
Oh, here it is. Sit, cousin Percy, sit, good cousin Hotspur, for by that name, as oft as Lancaster doth speak of you, his cheek looks pale, and with a rising sigh he wisheth you in heaven.
And you in hell, as oft as he hears Owen Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes of burning cressets, and at my birth the frame and huge foundation of the earth shaked like a coward.
Why, so it would have done it the same season if your mother's cat had but kittened, though yourself had never been born.
I say the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say the earth was not of my mind, if you suppose, as fearing you, it shook.
I say the heavens were all on fire. The earth did tremble.
Oh, then the earth shook to see the heavens on fire, and not in fear of your nativity. Diseased nature oftentimes breaks forth in strange eruptions. Oft the teeming earth is with a kind of colic, pinched and vexed by the imprisoning of unruly wind within her womb, which for enlargement striving shakes the old beldam earth and topples down steeples and moss-grown towers. At your birth, our grandam earth, having this distemperature, in passion shook.
Cousin, of many men I do not bear these crossings. Give me leave to tell you once again that at my birth the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes, the goats ran from the mountains, and the herds were strangely clamorous to the frightened hills. These signs have marked me extraordinary. And all the courses of my life do show I am not in the role of common men. Where is he living, clipped in with the sea that chides the banks of England, Scotland, Wales, which calls me pupil, or hath read to me? And bring him out that is but woman's son, can trace me in the tedious ways of art, and hold me pace in deep experiments.
I do think there's no man speaks better Welsh. I'll to dinner.
Peace, cousin Percy, you will make him mad.
I can call spirits from the vasty deep.
Why, so can I, or so can any man. But will they come when you do call for them?
Why, I can teach you, cousin, to command the devil.
And I can teach thee, cuz, to shame the devil by telling truth. Tell truth and shame the devil. If thou hast power to raise him, bring him hither, and I'll be sure I have power to shame him hence. Oh, while you live, tell truth and shame the devil.
Come, no more of this unprofitable chat.
3 times hath Henry Bolingbroke made head against my power. Thrice from the banks of Wye and sandy bottom Severn have I sent him bootless home and weather-beaten back.
home without boots and in foul weather too? How escape the agues in the devil's name?
Come, here's the map. Shall we divide our right according to our threefold order taken?
The Archdeacon hath divided it into 3 limits very equally. England from Trent and Severn hitherto. By south and east is to my part assigned. All westward, Wales beyond the Severn shore, and all the fertile land within that bound. To Owen Glendower, and dear coz, to you, the remnant northward, lying off from the Trent. And our indentures tripartite are drawn, which being sealed interchangeably, a business that this night may execute. Tomorrow, cousin Percy, you and I and my good lord of Worcester will set forth to meet your father and the Scottish power, as is appointed us at Shrewsbury. My father Glendower is not ready yet. Not shall we need his help these 14 days within that space you may have drawn together, your tenants, friends, and neighboring gentlemen.
A shorter time shall send me to you, lords, and in my conduct shall your come, from whom you now must steal and take no leave, for there will be a world of watershed upon the parting of your wives and you.
Methinks my moiety north from Burton here in quantity equals not one of yours. See how this river comes me cranking in and cuts me off in the best of all my land, a huge half moon, a monstrous candle out. I'll have the current in this place dammed up, and here the smug and silver Trent shall run in a new channel, fair and evenly. It shall not wind with such a deep indent to rob me of so rich a bottom here.
Not wind, it shall, it must, you see it doth.
Yea, but mark how he bears his course and runs me up with like advantage on the other side, yielding the opposed continent as much as on the other side it takes from you.
Yea, but a little charge will trench him here. And on this north side, win this cape of land, and then he runs straight and even.
I'll have it so. A little charge will do it.
I'll not have it altered.
Will you not?
No, nor you shall not.
Who shall say me nay?
Why, that will I.
Let me not understand you then. Speak it in Welsh.
I can speak English, my lord, as well as you, for I was trained up in the English court, where, being but young, I framed to the harp many an English ditty, lovely well, and gave the tongue a helpful ornament, a virtue that was never seen in you.
Marry, and I'm glad of it with all my heart. I had rather be a kitten and cry meow than one of these same meter balladmongers. I had rather hear a brazen candlestick turned, or a dry wheel grate on the axle tree, and that would set my teeth nothing on edge, nothing so much as mincing poetry. 'Tis like the forced gait of a shuffling menag.
You shall have Trent turned.
I do not care. I'll give thrice so much land to any well-deserving friend, but in the way of bargain, mind ye me, I'll cavil on the 9th part of a hair. Are the indentures drawn? Shall we be gone?
The moon shines fair, you may away by night. I'll haste the writer, and withal break with your wives of your departure hence. I am afraid my daughter will run mad, so much she doteth on her Mortimer.
Fie, cousin Percy, how you cross my father.
I cannot choose. Sometimes he angers me with telling me of the mole warp and the ant, of the dreamer Merlin and his prophecies, and of a dragon and a finless fish, a clip-winged griffin and a molten raven, a couching lion and a ramping cat, and such a deal of skimble scamble stuff as puts me from my faith. I tell you what, he held me last night at least 9 hours in reckoning up the several devils' names that were his lackeys. I cried and well, go to, but marked him not a word. Oh, he is as tedious as a tired horse, a railing wife, worse than a smoky house. I'd rather live with cheese and garlic in a windmill far than feed on cakes and have him talk to me in any summer house in Christendom.
In faith, he is a worthy gentleman, exceedingly well read and profited in strange concealments. Valiant as a lion, and as wondrous affable and as bountiful as mines of India. Shall I tell you, cousin, he holds your temper in high respect. Curbs himself even of his natural hope when you come across his humor. Faith he does. I warrant you, that man is not alive, might so have tempted him as you have done, without the taste of danger and reproof. But do not use it oft. Let me entreat you.
In faith, my lord, you are too willful blame.
This came up.
And since your coming hither have done enough to put him quite besides his patience. You must needs learn, Lord, to amend this fault, though sometimes it shows greatness, courage, blood, and that's the dearest grace it renders you. Yet oftentimes it doth present harsh rage, defect of manners, want of government, pride, haughtiness, opinion, and disdain, the least of which haunting a nobleman loses men's hearts and leaves behind a stain upon the beauty of all parts besides, beguiling them of commendation.
Well, I am schooled. Good manners be your speed. Here come our wives, and let us take our leave.
Someone has their audio on. Can you turn it off?
I think we're done, aren't we?
No. Oh,
Yes, and I have
maybe.
to leave now.
okay.
Oh, I think that was me. I apologize. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I thought I was on mute.
Henry's on mute.
Henry's on mute.
Yes, hello. That was very good. Brandon, you didn't get much to do. Do you want to do something else?
I'll save it up for the next time if that's okay.
Well, if you're sure, I mean, if you'd like to do
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Because I wanted to see, it was so great that it was with Lady, you were so great with Lady Anne.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Well, I was hoping that it would be read by a man. Thought it would be interesting.
All right. But if you wanted to do something else,
No, that's fine. I'll wait till next week.
well, unless somebody else wants to stay and you do a two-man, another two-man with somebody.
Does anybody want to?
There you go.
Okay.
So Ted's put his hand up.
Okay, Ted, what would you like to do?
Do you want to do the after the murder scene from Macbeth?
Okay.
Let's go back. Okay.
Macbeth, scene 2, Act 2, Scene 2.
Act 2, Scene 2. Okay, sounds good.
So which would you like, Macbeth or Lady?
I'll do the lady. The same.
Okay, cameras off. Otherwise, please.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Oh, hark, peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charges with snores. I have drugged that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack, I am afraid they have awakened, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my face as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When,
Now.
as I descended?
I.
Hark! Who lies at the second chamber?
A foolish thought to say is, oh, I'm sorry, Donald Bain.
It's a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
As one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
They are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen, the other, as they had seen me with his hangman's hand, listening their fear. I could not say amen. When did they say, God bless us?
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could not I pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. Innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Till it cried, sleep no more, all to the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from this place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the bloody grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your consistency has left you unattended. Hark, more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, or best not know myself. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
Bravo. Ted, I would love to see you do more Macbeth. That was lovely.
Fantastic. Both of you are wonderful.
And this is the first time I noticed that before Lady Macbeth returns, he's talking about not being able to wash the blood off his hands. So that is a recurring theme in there. I didn't notice that before.
Oh, you haven't heard that before?
Well, I hadn't heard Macbeth say it. I mean, I'm used to hearing Lady Macbeth say it, but I didn't realize he was talking about washing blood off his hands right here.
Oh, yes. Oh, right. Yeah.
And she wasn't in the room, so it was just something that
Yeah. All right. Yes. Interesting point. Yeah. Okay. Well, very good.
Thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Oh yes.
Good. Yeah, we had some good dramatic scenes, a lot of great acting. and
Yeah, a lot of them.
Good day.
Lots
Wait.
of them.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, see you next week on the wheel, I hope.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
take care, stay well, stay
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.